everyone, it's Rachel here from Process Progress at www.process-progress.com. I am your guide for building a brand that represents all of who you are, all of what you do, and is in total alignment with your purpose, and supporting you and putting yourself out there in a way that feels true for you to authentically express yourself and your message with the world. Welcome to your energetic tarotscope for the new moon in Scorpio on November 18th, 2017. We are coming off of a full moon in Taurus at the beginning of the month, which was very exciting. There was a lot of energy moving, maybe internally, but externally and physically, we were finding that it was hard for us to be moving and getting things done. Well, the watery waves of Scorpio are rushing in now to help us pick up that energy so we can actually start taking action on all of the things that we've been planning and thinking about from the past few months. So I'm very excited to share this video with all of you, and I hope that you find this video helpful in your new moon reflections and ceremonies and whatever it is that you do to help yourself and support yourself on your spiritual and personal and professional path. So I am going to pull some cards. I'm using the Rider-Waite deck, and I've already shuffled and cleansed my cards, so I'm just going to say a little prayer to tune in, and then we'll hop right into it. Dear guides and angels, please be with me now as I choose cards which messages represent the messages that we need to receive for this upcoming new moon in Scorpio. What energy is there for us to harness and maximize for our personal and spiritual and professional development? Please bring forth messages that are inspiring and that resonate and that can be useful to us as we move forward on our path for the highest good. May I be your humble channel, and may I be a conduit through which you speak for the highest good of all. Okay, so let's get started. So the first card that I'm going to pull is a card that represents the general energy coming through for this moon. So we can get kind of a big picture experience of what that energy is going to feel like, what it's going to look like, etc. So here is that card, and that is Two of Wands, which we are familiar with, right? We pulled this in the last video, I believe. I think I'll have to double check, but yeah, we are okay. So I think we ended with this card in the last video. So the fact that we're pulling it first means that we are continuing this path, which is really exciting. So we are still very much in the planning and preparation and foresight mode. You know, we are moving into the winter season, and so we are getting all warm and cozied up internally. And this card is definitely the representation of that. Even though it shows him outside and standing outside, if you think about this image just tucked right into your heart right now, you know, we're really opening up our hearts to not only looking ahead at what the next year, 2018, is going to bring us, but we are also really moving into reflection mode. You know, the end of the year is really a time where we can take stock of all that has happened this year and understand what has worked for us, what we are wanting to shift, and what we are thinking about in terms of next steps. So this is a really great time to still be thinking of those things. I still want you to be journaling. I want you to be making lists. I want you to be doing your meditations and your reflections and your self-care. That is, we're very much still in that bubble of energy, tailing off from the last full moon. So that's really, really cool that we see this card again. So the Two of Wands is the general energy that's coming through. We're looking ahead, and I really feel like it's coming from our heart space, and also our brains are also doing the planning. So the world is in our hands, and we're looking out towards those new horizons. So that's the main overall general energy that's coming through. The next card I'm going to pull is challenges or obstacles that we need to be aware of during this time. And what we need to be aware of, what might be coming up that could be an obstacle or a challenge on our path. So that card is the Lovers. Ooh, wow. The Lovers in a challenge position is interesting, right? Because we usually see this as such an awesome, like, message of, oops, I dropped the card, of just feeling so good, being connected. But the message that's coming through for us to be aware of is kind of to not get caught up in that bubble of being too one-sided with our ideas. So, as an example, you know how when you first are into someone and they're into you, and it's like that puppy love phase of the relationship, and you just get so like heart sick with love and like ooey gooey, and you're just like, you're like a little puppy, and you really are very super distracted. It's the only thing that you can think about, right? So because we need to be looking out at all of the possible opportunities and paths that lay out before us, there might be a chance that we can get too one-sided or sidetracked or distracted by all of the ooey gooiness that these possibilities coming up are presenting to us. And we might forget about some important other information, either that we're forgetting, or that we're ignoring, or that has not yet come through. So the way that we can use this positively is to treat every idea, every opportunity, every pathway as if it were, your true love. Don't get too attached to any sort of pathway right now, because we're still very much developing, in the developing phase and in the planning phase and preparation. So we can't get too attached to something that is not fully realized yet, because that's where we can get into trouble, and that's where we can get hurt. Because if it doesn't work out the way we planned it, we're not going to be very happy. So it's really asking you, the Lovers are really asking you to stay very, very open and to put equal energy towards everything that's coming through for you right now. Not to put all your eggs in one basket, and not to get too one-sided or sidetracked with one particular idea. And this is also very much ideas that maybe your ego really is into. You can put a lot of energy there. So be aware of that. Take it back to your heart. The Lovers is very much about the heart. So you're wanting to come from the heart through both of these aspects. So that's what we need to be aware of. Those are some obstacles that may be coming up. And then the last card I'm going to pull is guidance for, the next step. Now that I know all of this information, what do I do with it? How do I move forward? So bringing it more back into the practical and tangible realms of this time. So that card is the Hierophant. This is awesome. This is an awesome card. And I really feel like this card in terms of tangible and practical steps, is asking us to think about the structures of our ideas and our possible pathways and directions. The Hierophant is all about rules and regulations, structures, the governing laws of all of our systems. So now that you are thinking about what you are wanting to do, and you're also reflecting on what you have done this year in terms of your business or your personal life, the Hierophant is now asking us to start to organize, start to put things into boxes, start to make your very detailed to-do list with subcategories and start checking them off, making sure you are setting up structures and systems for yourself so that when it's ready for these ideas to really come into full life, you have set yourself up for success by making sure that you have the support that you need and the systems and the structures to help these ideas be executed easily and with structure and not rules, but like systems and all of those kinds of things. So start thinking about, okay, I have this idea in 2018 that I want to do for my business. What do I need to start looking ahead to make sure that when the time comes for me to launch that thing, that I'll be good to go? What can I do now, to set myself up for success in the future? So for me personally, I am planning to do kind of like a big outreach at the end of the year to bring in some new clients for my business. So right now I'm preparing for that by making the necessary updates to my website. And in doing that, I'm hiring a support person to help me make those updates with a little bit more ease. So things like that. Think about the chains of command of your ideas. Start way out there, way out on the horizon, and then bring it back to this space. Knowing that that is the end goal, what are the chains of command? What are the steps in reverse that I need to start implementing and putting into place, the Hierophant, so that when the time comes, everything is running smoothly and with ease. So that is an awesome message for what we can do, the next step. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be taking action here. It can be, you can still be taking action, internally. It doesn't have to be like external action. You don't have to be like putting yourself out there if that's not the right step for you. You can be getting organized within yourself and creating those structures within yourself and within your sphere, without having to feel the pressure of making sure everything is completed or that everything is perfect. So watch out for perfectionism with the Hierophant as well. That could be creeping up, when you're entangled in your lovesick lover's space. So to recap, the Two of Wands, general energy coming through, tailing off of the last reading, or the reading before, I'm not sure exactly, but it definitely appeared recently, right? We're still very much in the planning and forecasting and foresight and organization phase, and we're really feeling this in our heart space, getting ready to launch out into the world eventually. So we're preparing for that. Be aware of getting too sidetracked or too obsessed with one idea, especially ideas that you think need to happen or that you want to have outcomes be a certain way. Watch out for those ego kind of desires with these ideas and these paths, because we can get distracted and put all of our eggs in one basket, when what we really need to be doing is staying open to all paths at this time and treating them all equally. And then a tangible action step that you can do right now or next after you kind of think about the previous two cards is to start setting yourself up for success with your ideas, all of your visions. Start thinking about what needs to tangibly fall into place, and maybe internally as well. What inner work do you need to do before you can do the external step? Start setting up those chains of command, or those ladders of success, so that you can start to tackle what needs to be done, so that when it's time to execute fully, or it's time for your idea to be out live in the world, you will feel really supported, and it'll be really easy and probably faster because you have already thought about what kind of systems and structures and support that you need to bring your ideas to life. So, sounds like a very productive new moon. I hope that you find this video and these messages helpful, and that you're able to take some time this week or this weekend to really dive into your own pool of resources and planning and thinking ahead and really getting excited about your ideas. This is really a time for us to be so excited about what we're creating in the world because we really are supported. We're so divinely supported with everything that we need to make them happen. So if you would like some extra intuitive guidance on your journey, I do offer one-on-one tarot sessions, and I'd be happy to connect with you so that we can dive deeper into your personal and individualized path of whatever is going on for you. I'd love to connect. You can use the link in the description below, and let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know how everything is going for you. I love to hear feedback, and I love to connect with other people. It's what keeps me going. So please give a like, or give me a comment, or share this video with someone who might find it interesting or helpful. And I will see you guys for the next video. Take care and have a great weekend. Bye.